Hello and welcome. Here in this quick video, I will explain to you that there's a bug in the CLO metadata export and how we can work around it. I'm currently in CLO version 2024.2.344. Now the issue is in the sewing export to metadata. Let me create a quick sewing between this one and this one. There we go. We simulate, it comes together here, these two pieces, but this only has half the story. Now, if I go to the properties and actually turn up the fold strength so you can really see the fold being enforced, what you get is a 180-degree angle here. So these come together flat on the edge, okay? Now, that's not what I wanted. I wanted the whole thing to be flat. So I want a turn stitch. How can we set this? In CLO, there's a tick box, tick turned on. If I simulate this again, there we go, and we end up with the panels nicely come together in a turn stitch. Now the problem is as follows. If I now go and export this, for example, file, export, OBJ, and then I already have a test from earlier. Yes, I want to replace it. And now if I click on metadata, export, what you will see in the metadata is that there's no information about this turn tick box. It will still export the fold strength and the fold angle, but it will export them as they are, and they do not represent necessarily the turned, because when you tick turned, it overrides the fold angle. Now the problem obviously with that is, if you don't have the information that is turned, all we can do in Houdini or Maya when we use the carbon CLO garment processor, welded or unwelded, is work with the data we have, which is strength and angle. But here now the angle would be wrong, because 180 is basically the opposite of turned. So what we have to do is actually, when we use turn off. So turn it off for everything and then adjust the angle. So here in this case, I would adjust the angle to 0 degrees. And we are still flat. It's the same result as turned, but now when we export, we get an angle that actually represents these panels being like flat on top of each other. So the same as turned. So just to reiterate, right now we're in version 2024.2.344, and I don't know when and if there will be a bug fix. What you have to do is when you use the carbon CLO garment processors, you have to make sure turned is either off, or when turned is on, you need to make sure that the fold angle represents the turn status. So here it would be 0.